What's going on, guys? This is Hunt Apocalypse. As you can tell, this is a little different from what I normally do. But I just got this new gun, and I really believe that it deserves a good review. I haven't owned a lot of 1911s. Matter of fact, this is only my second one. It is a Sig 1911 Extreme. I think I ended up paying right at like 11. I think it was like $11.50 out the door, which is not bad. These guns are definitely worth it. It's kind of funny. I'm not a 1911 fan, nor am I a Sig fan. But as far as 1911s go, this is right up there with the Kimber. My opinion, this is probably better than the Kimber as far as, I would almost say combat ability. The Kimbers, they're pretty guns, but the tolerances are so tight on them that they're almost not reliable. I've heard a lot of bad things about Kimbers. Don't get me wrong, they're pretty guns. They're probably good shooters, but I want something that I can get and shoot it as much as I want to and not have to worry about anything. I'm a hardcore Glock fan. I currently have 4 or 5, and I plan to make my collection bigger as time goes on. I've only had this gun for like 6 months now. Like I said, it's the 1911 Extreme. It has I ordered the Chip McCormick magazines, the 10 rounds. We'll go ahead and safety check it. That is the 2 mags. And then you want to check clear. Make sure it's good and clear. Obviously, rack it a couple times. Just to be for sure. Because I've seen too many people who, I safety checked the gun, but in all actuality, they fucking didn't. So yeah. Anyways, get right on down to it. I ordered 2 of the Chip McCormick Power 10s. I think they're $32 a piece. I'm sure you could shop around, maybe get them a little cheaper, but I wanted them right then. So, hey, I'm kind of impatient when it comes to that. We'll start off with the magazines. These magazines, obviously, I think the factory mags hold 8 rounds. I'm not sure. Yeah, they hold 8 rounds. Factory mags hold 8 rounds on these, on the SIGs. It's only 2 extra rounds, but 2 extra rounds for however many magazines that you have, that's that many more rounds you have. Not only that, I think these look pretty freaking sick in there. Gonna drop that back out. Clear. Okay. I think they look pretty sick in there. It kind of adds to it, in my opinion. Some people don't like it. Some people think it looks gaudy, but I think it looks pretty good in there. We'll go ahead and safe check it again. I know it didn't put it around in the chamber, but we'll check it anyways. Okay, onto the gun now. We'll get the magazines out of the way. Also, real quick, it did come with 1 Wilson Combat magazine and 1 Sig magazine that I personally don't even plan on using. Just because. Unless I'm shooting. Unless I'm target practicing or something. Like I said, it's a Sig 1911 Extreme. This is probably the smoothest 1911 I've ever had in my hands right out of the box. The trigger is supposed to be, I think, 5.5 pounds or something. It has little take up on it. And it breaks. I personally think from the 3.5 pound triggers that I've pulled before, it's probably really close to the low 4 or high 3s. But by no means am I complaining, because it's a nice, smooth, consistent trigger pull every single time. It does have the night sights on it, factory night sights. They are good at nighttime. I don't really care for them in the daytime, just my opinion. What I've run into problems with is actually being able to see the front sight in the daylight. I seem to lose track of it. And I mean, I'm a Glock fan. Glock factory sights are black and white, and I don't have problems with those. Whatever it is with this gun, once you actually get focused while shooting, I always seem to lose focus on the front sight. But once you're actually shooting this gun, it seems to me that you just lose sight of the front sight itself. But that's just me being picky, I think. But hey, whatever. The special thing about this is if I remember correctly, I know the slide release is a Wilson Combat. You see how it's got a long tail on it, sticks out a little further. The factory Sig slide release is like that. It's just literally straight up and down. That's it. It doesn't have that extra tail that comes off. It's got nice ambidextrous safeties. Both sides, obviously, in pink. It has a nice positive feel beaver tail. I mean, you know, when you get in there, you know that it is going to release every time. I had a Taurus PT 1911 a few years back. It was a good shooting gun, don't get me wrong, but I mean, you can obviously tell the quality was not up there. Which, I mean, that's kind of what you get when you buy a lower price, lower end 1911. You're not going to get the quality. The only thing I've really done to this gun is I polished the barrel out. I mean, it was already fairly high polished, but I did polish it up more. Did improve it quite substantially. I cleaned all the factory lube out of it. It's more like a grease than anything, and I'm not a big fan of that. Right now I use, it is, what the fuck is it called? Yeah, I can't even remember. I should have had it ready, but it's Fire Clean. Right now I use Fire Clean. It by far is the best, other than like Strike Hold or something like that, that I've used. And I mean, it's just really good stuff. It makes it smooth as butter. I put it on all my guns, and I will continue to. I think a big bottle, it's kind of like this size right here. This is some cheap crap. It does work, but I kind of get picky. It's kind of like this size bottle right here. For the Fire Clean, I think it's like $24. It's worth every freaking penny. Don't let the price tag fool you. As far as, don't let it run you away. It's definitely worth it. Polish the barrel, polish the feed ramp. What else? Cleaned it out real good. Cleaned all the factory lube out of it. And put the Surefire X300 on there. It's probably, for the 1911s, I think it's probably the best gun, or I'm sorry, the best light for the 1911s with the Picatinny rail. Personally, I run the Streamlight TLR1 on my Glocks. It just fits the gun better, in my opinion. This one's a little bit longer. It comes flush with the barrel, with the end of the slide, and that's what I like. It just suits the gun better to me. But anyways, trying to remember if I forgot anything. I don't think so. Like I said, it does have the skeletonized trigger, or the skeletonized hammer. It's a good looking feature to me. A lot of people mentioned about the flat trigger. Some people say they like it, some people say they don't. I think I have a different style trigger over here. Let me see if I can get it out. Ding, 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 ding. Did it come out of there? Okay. This is the usual 1911 trigger that you'll run into most of the time. It kind of just sits in here and rocks back and forth. Obviously, if you've ever taken one of these apart, I'm sure you know how it works. But anyways, this is the usual 1911, how it's like a half moon shape. Some of the newer, the Sigs and what was the other brand? Off the top of my head, I can't remember the other brand, but some of the newer 1911s, like the combat style 1911s, they come with a flat trigger. My personal opinion, I really like it. No matter if I grab here or here or here, I mean, it really doesn't matter my finger placement, whether it be low or kind of in the middle or way up top. The trigger pull is going to be just as consistent everywhere. It's not going to try to rock or anything on you. It's gonna be right dead on every time, and I mean that's how it should be. So yeah, it's kind of different looking. At the same time, it's kind of badass. I don't mind it at all. So yeah, but yeah, the ambidextrous safety Wilson Combat. Like I said, it is the Sig Sauer 1911 Extreme. Oh, another thing, these grips that come with it are absolutely phenomenal. I know a lot of people actually take these off. I don't know if you can see that. It's a pretty rough texture, and I'm always about trying to roughen up the texture of my grips on everything I have. Most of all except one of my Glocks have grip tape. Yep, that's pretty much going to wrap it up, guys. If you have any questions, comments, ideas, or anything you want me to go over, I was going to field strip it in this video, but I decided that I would hold off on that. And I figured I would just do a cleaning video later down the road. Get all that in there. We'll show field stripping, my personal opinion on proper lubrication for this gun. I'm a stickler when it comes to the right amount of gun oil. Everybody has a different opinion on that, I think. But anyways, we'll get into that in the next video. This gun is absolutely sweet. If you own it, buy it. It's worth every penny. I think I've shot 100 rounds out of it or so. Absolutely no malfunctions. That was even before I polished the barrel and the feed ramp. And I haven't had any malfunctions out of it. It's just a sweet looking gun. It's nice and wide. But yeah, if you have any questions, comments, please comment down in the section below, and tell me what you think about it. Tell me if you have one. Tell me what you've done to it, what you like. And like I said, I know a lot of people do trigger jobs or have trigger jobs done. I personally don't think it needs it. But anyways, alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you enjoyed, and comment down below.